Stunner. Alright guys, what we're doing today is we're changing the spark plugs on the 6.2 liter Ford Raptor. I'm charging my battery right now. Alright, but the first thing you want to do, you got to take this manifold cover off. You also have to take off the intake, right? And you're gonna have a clip here, another clip here, and you got 3 clips, 1, 2, and 3. And when you take the clips off here, pop them down, you're gonna pull this out. But first you got to disconnect this plug right here from the intake, right? Pull that out, and you're gonna come here, you're gonna disconnect this end from the manifold right here. And I've already had this taken off. I just wanted to show it for demonstration purposes. Right, I took that off. Then you're gonna work on the manifold cover. As you can see, you got a bolt here. You got a bolt here. You're gonna take off this connector from here, and that connector, I don't know where that other one is at. It's dangling. Can't reach it. Where is it? But anyway, it's 2 hoses there, right? Then you're gonna come over here, and this clip right here is gonna be connected to this hose. And what you gotta do here is you're gonna stick something in here, then stick something down here in this slot, and press down in the slot as you push out. That will get that pin out of there. I don't know if you can see it. It's not hard to do. That's just holding the manifold to these hoses. And then you're gonna come here in the back, and there is that hose clamp. You take, like, I think it's an 8mm or maybe a 6.5. Start unloosening that, and that will disconnect that back part from here. And you don't have to take this completely off. You can just, like I said, I still have it on here, and it's still connected to that hose there, right? It's going to give you access to the coil packs. And of course you got 16 spark plugs. You know, I got sunlight in here, so it's going to be kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can step up here and show you guys. Right? Alright. You're gonna have, if I can move this out of the way, you got your coil packs down here. That's 1, there's 2, 3, 4. You're gonna take and loosen this bolt. I think it's going to be 8mm on top. When you unloosen that, you pull the coil pack out, right? You don't have to mess with the connectors here. Just unscrew the bolts at the top. When you unscrew the bolts at the top, you'll be able to pull the coil pack out and have access to the spark plug, right? And you're gonna get those out. Now the one in the back is kind of difficult to get to. I suggest you use like a shorter extension to get to it, or some type of swivel extension to get to it, because it's going to be a little troublesome, right? Okay. And as you can see, it takes 16 spark plugs. So that's the coil packs. 4. You got 4 on the other side, that's 8, and you got 8 at the bottom. Because this cord here, this is the ignition wire. It runs down to the other spark plug, down there, right? So each coil pack has spark plugs at the top and at the bottom. 4 at the top on one side, 4 at the bottom on the same side, and on both sides. So that equals 16 spark plugs, right? Now, in order to get to access the one at the bottom, you got to take off your under cover, right? For your, right here. This, your splash guard, I guess that's what you call it. Of course, you got to take the wheel off. You see, I took the wheel off. You're going to take your splash guard off. Your splash guard is easy. You're going to have like your little push pins in here. If you can see my finger, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And then down here is going to be some little push pins there, there, and I believe right there, and right, 2 right there. Right, and then of course these little ends right here go inside of these holes here. So you're just going to take some a pry tool like this to pop them out of there, right? Once you take that splash guard off, then you will have access to the bottom part of your spark plugs. Remember I told you about the wire here? This is your ignition wire coming from your coil packs, right? And the spark plug is going to be right here. Now you pull that out, and that'll give you access. I don't know if you can see that, but there is the spark plug right there. And of course you're going to want to replace these. See, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you get access to the spark plugs. And that's not that, it's not that hard, guys. I thought it would be difficult, but it's really not. And these Motorcraft spark plugs are right here. This is the part number. Now, since you're changing the spark plugs, you might as well change the coil packs. And the coil packs, guys, are different. You got the left side and you got the right side. I'm gonna see if I can show you the difference, because it has the part number on the actual coil pack. And as you see right here, that part number right there. If you see, that part number is, I can't see it in the light, but it's going to be different from the one over here. See, that is a different part number, right? So they're not going to be the same. So remember to, when you're ordering, remember you got left side and right side. So that one says 1033. See, that one says anyway, they're different. So don't get them confused. You'll just end up, see, it says 029 AC. 029 AC. 029 BC. 029 BC. See what I'm saying? You got the left side saying AC and the right side saying BC. So make sure you don't mix those up. And then you have the coil wires, their parts, right? I don't know, let me look, I don't know if their numbers are different. It says E5595 and that one says E5595. So the wires, the actual ignition wires themselves are different, and they come right off. Right, you can just pull those right off, right? But you buy these separate. You buy the coil packs individually, and the wires are separate. They do not come together, right? And of course, the spark plugs don't either. So you're gonna need spark plugs, initial. You're gonna need the ignition wires, spark plugs, and the coil packs. Now the coil packs are what's expensive. Ford sells the coil packs one side for $140 a piece, and Other side is $159 a piece. So that was like total like 1,400 bucks or something. But I got some off of Amazon that I'm gonna order for about 90 a piece. Well, about 80 a piece. 81 for the left side and 84 for the right side. And they're supposed to be OEM, Ford manufactured coil packs. And I'll let you guys know how that turns out. But right now all I'm doing is changing the spark plugs out. I'm going to order those coil packs and the wires, and I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to let you guys know how it turned out. Because my engine has kind of been running just a little rough, and I'm right at a little over 100,000 miles, so it was time for them to be changed. Again, it's very simple process to change out the coil packs, spark plug wires, and the spark plugs. And the spark plug wires is held down by this little clip right here. You just, I believe, yeah, you're gonna press down. Let's see how that came out of there easy. Press down on that, push it back in, clamp it back. You just pull up on it and it'll disconnect that. So I'm gonna replace that Motorcraft 8mm E5595. So I'm gonna order 8 of those. That'll cover both sides. 8 coil packs, and I had 16 spark plugs. And that's how you change the coil packs, the ignition wires, and spark plugs on a 6.2 liter wrap. Stunner.